Hi guys, it is me, Skylar again, and today I'm gonna tell you my story and why I decided to start this channel. So, when I was really young, let's start from the beginning. So, my mom was living with my dad and them. She got pregnant with me, so she moved back in with her mom and her mom's mom for some support because she was scared. She was only 19 years old when she got pregnant. Whenever she had me, everything seemed fine. It was her perfect little girl and her boyfriend who all lived in the same apartment a few years after I was born. Eventually, my grandma passes away. My family starts to fall apart. She was the thing that was keeping us together. My childhood cat passed away. These are the things that started my depression. Then, not long after all both of those, my mom and dad split. After I had a nightmare that something terrible happened to my dad. They say when you dream about a family member that you're afraid of that changing and something's going to happen in the future. So my mom had kicked him out, and this is something that really started my depression because my dad was rarely home because he did late night pharmacy runs. He would come home at 3 in the morning. Me and my childhood cat would wake up and run out of my room and go eat nachos with my dad in the living room and watch either Trailer Park Boys or The Deadliest Catch. So I hadn't got to see my dad for over a year. I didn't get to see his family for over a year. When I finally was able to go to that house, remind you, it was just me and my mom at the time. When I got to go to that house, I saw my dad and I saw my family, and I freaked out. I'm like, oh my god, dad. And I was so happy that my dad and them were there. But this did not heal that little girl who started losing everything. I started struggling with anxiety and depression, and my ADHD was really getting ahead of me. So now in present times, I started losing my confidence. I wasn't the little diva I was anymore. I hated my body. I didn't like eating in front of people. I stopped eating. I completely stopped doing everything. But my mom, when I was younger, gave me an eating disorder by forcing me to finish everything on my plate, which has caused me today to not like wasting food. So I'll sit there and stuff my mouth until I am completely full and am on the verge of busting open. So, years on, my mom gets a boyfriend. Same one she cheated on my dad with. Um, and we were kind of good. And I never really liked him because, I'm a daddy's girl. I love my dad. Me and him are on a rocky boat anyway. And he's always trying to force me to call him dad, which I don't want to call him dad, so I don't. And we always get in a fight, and he's always picking and picking until I can't anymore. I started digging myself out of depression and stuff like a year ago. My mom had finally gave in to therapy after she called me a effing liar when I had a episode in elementary school. Um I was digging myself out, and then he started pulling me back in. My dad was telling me to be positive. My dad is the only one who will ever listen because he understands, because I have everything he does. So he was like, you just need to think positively. And I'm like, how do I do that when I'm just getting drugged deeper and deeper? So I started learning the things that were breaking me, talking even to myself about the things that were hurting me, learning all of the things that were wrong with me. I started teaching myself about the things that I needed to know. I started helping myself. Am I still hurting? Yeah. But am I healing? Yes, I am. Um, I was best friends with this girl, but I was best friends more with her older sister. I've always been prone to be friends with older people better. So we were sitting on the bus, and I started getting bullied for my weight by that best friend. So I broke down crying. The one that I thought was my best friend was sitting there making fun of me for a thing that little me didn't care about, but I do now because I've been made fun of it multiple times now. It is something I've always tried, and my doctors and them think it's genuinely just genetics and stuff because I was born a big baby. Yes, I'm still trying. Is it helping? Not really. But anyway, I was always bullied for that. And I was bullied for the fact that I couldn't get up and do anything. I refused to take showers because I was too tired to get out of bed. People call this laziness. My room was a mess. I didn't want to get out of bed to take a shower. They call it laziness, but this is literally the symptoms of a teenage girl who is struggling with depression, but her mom didn't let her go to a therapist to confirm that. I always tried getting my mom to let me go to therapy. She never did, especially after she called me an effing liar after my episode. My principal and our counselor had sat me down in a room after my episode and were like, we're not going to tell your mom anything. We just need to know what these are in your notebook. And it was me like cussing people out, saying how much I hate myself and all of this. And in that, I had called my mommy a B word. I said, my mommy is a. And she said, I need to know what this is because it was like marked out. I said, that says my mommy's a bad mommy. And she's like, that's not what it looks like. And I'm like, it's a bad word. And she's like, what bad word? And I'm like, the B word. This was a time when I did not. Me and my mom were not close. Me and her boyfriend were not close. When I started falling apart, I started getting angry because I didn't know what was wrong with me. So I started helping people with their problems, not even knowing mine, until I started teaching myself that. And that's really why I want to make this channel, is to talk with you guys and help you. At a young age, I learned that I was bisexual. I have always liked women and men. I could tell whenever I watched Coraline, I liked YB and Coraline. I had told my mom, my dad, and my nana and my stepdad all of this at the same exact time. My dad said, does your mom know? And I'm like, not yet, she hasn't answered. My stepdad looked at it and my nana looked at it. And I'm like, so what's the thing? My mom's like, all girls start out like that. They think that they can find a good companion in a woman because they understand the same struggles. I'm like, I don't think you get what I'm going for. I'm romantically attracted to women and men. So, my Nana, Christian, she's okay with that stuff. She just doesn't like it happening in front of her. So, my stepdad, homophobic, completely homophobic. He's working on it, yes, but still homophobic. And not a feminist. Um, so I was like, wow, okay. I had to teach myself what this meant, what I was, because at the time I didn't know I was bisexual. I just said that I'm attracted to women and men. Just I like women and men. I did not know what that was called. I did not know what any of these were called. I didn't know what I was. I didn't feel welcome in my family, my friends, my school, because I'm in a Christian town, a little Christian town where everyone knows everyone. Does most people here know? No. Do they have to? They don't. As long as I'm happy and the people I want to know, no one else has to. If you want to go around and parade it, go ahead. Go, girl boss. Love that for you. But for people like me, you don't do well with judgment. You just sit there and think and think and think, and you get anxious and anxious and anxious. And when you hear someone laughing or smiling, you're like, oh my god, they know this, they know that, they hate me, they are laughing at my weight, all of this. So I have always been trying to heal that part of me, but it never worked. So I just kept it to a minimum of who knew. Am I ashamed of myself? No. I just don't want to be judged and prosecuted. So I want to inform you guys on what you are, who you love, tell you that you are accepted here. I will accept you no matter what. I love you guys so much. And I know that we don't know each other, but I genuinely love you guys. I know I don't have any subscribers yet, but I'm really trying to push this out and let everyone know about who they are, their struggles, and help them understand that they're not alone. But I think this is going to be a conclusion of the video. Bye, guys. I love you so much.